Hey guys, coming at ya from a Sunday early evening afternoon. This is Amy with Amy Cat's Colors, and I'm just going to do a little coloring update today for this video. I have been kind of struggling to figure out what I wanted to film next. It's been a little bit of a creative block that I've been having. And so I figure I was just going to come on and chat a little bit about coloring, primarily, mainly. I mean, that's what you're here for. So I'll just give you a little bit of an update on my coloring and what's going on. I thought about filming my untouched books collection, but for some reason, I kept feeling like I had already done it. And I get, some folks usually do that on some rotation. A couple of colorists have filmed it multiple times, right? You might do it once a year, twice a year, something like that. I started my channel last July, so I would really have only done it once, but I went back and looked. I can't find it. I don't know why I'm remembering that I did it. I even remember pulling out all the books that I hadn't colored in. So I'm not really sure what's up with that. I have no idea. I think I still want to do it. So at some point, but maybe for next time, I need to keep thinking about what else I want to do. Completed coloring pages. That's been, that's always a big hit. And I really enjoy sharing with with you guys what I have completed for the month. So that was the last video. I'll do an occasional haul. Not every single time that I get something new, because I do have some things that are new, but I usually try to wait and combine them after a couple of months. But anyway, got my Taco Bell Diet Mountain Dew here. Pull up a chair, cuddle up, pull up a blankie, get a drink, and I will share a couple things with you. So let's get started. I have Worlds Within Worlds sitting here at my desk because I am currently working on a page, my first page ever in this book. I've had this book for a while. It was completely untouched. And I decided that, I think I mentioned a couple videos back, that I have never followed a color along on any kind of social media platform, and I have been interested in doing it. So I started last night, and it looks really, really good. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm excited to see how it goes and share with you the finished thing later on. But it's a Karen from My Colorful Country Life. Her channel has been around for a while, and she has completed this entire book actually and she has color alongs up on her channel. She has quite a few Kirby books where she's done that. She has a lot of color alongs, period, actually. So you should go check her out if you haven't done that before. But I was interested in doing it. I'm typically the kind of person, I like to do my own thing. I like to pick out my own colors. I like to try things on my own. So that's kind of why I'd never done it. But I was like, let me just give that a whirl. Let me see how it goes. And so far, I'm only an hour in to it, which was part one was, I think it was 2 hours almost. So I got to a good stopping point on the page. And so I completed an hour. But so far, what I'll say is that I've really enjoyed the process. It's actually really soothing, and I think less time intensive when you have someone kind of picking the colors for you, telling you exactly what to use and then what technique, like how to apply the color. So this one was done in all colored pencil. So at least in the video that I'm following, which was filmed in 2020 for the page in Worlds Within Worlds, Karen is using Prismacolor, excuse me. So that worked out because I have Prismacolors, and so don't have to worry about supplies and what I'm going to use. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And then this is the desk that I have that faces the front of the house, and I've been coloring in here a lot lately. It's also doubles. Hold on, I need to like zoom out or something. It kind of doubles as a workspace. This is my work laptop where I can plug in, and if I ever need to log in after hours, or if I'm working from home, which is not very often, then I'll sit and do that here. It's also where I scrapbooked when I was scrapbooking. I haven't scrapbooked in a really long time, and I keep saying that I'm going to take off a couple days or up to a week and organize my stuff back out again and start working on a scrapbook, but we'll see. We'll see. It's easier said than done. It's definitely a lot easier for me to work on coloring whenever I feel like it. So we're at my desk, and I've got some supplies like alcohol markers, gel pens up here just within reach, pencils, the ink tints, and then another stack of books that I've been coloring in a lot lately, or that I've been reaching for over here. I colored in this one last night, just a quick little page. This one has my swatches of the alcohol markers that I've been using and some of the square books. The other thing that I've been kind of working on a lot lately are the Hatchet Heroes Art Therapy books. I did a few last week during spring break. I was off, so I was able to color a lot last week. I did not color so much this week. It's been very, very busy. So got a little behind. I pulled out small victories because I used to color in this one a lot last year, and I haven't done a page in a while. And I thought for spring/Easter, there's a lot of pages in here that kind of could fit the season. Doesn't this one have like the reefs at the back that I want to say, like this one could do for like spring. So I've been thinking about coloring in here and just kind of, depends on what kind of mood I'm in. I'm very much I've done a couple plan videos, but honestly, I'm not, I am a planner, like in general in life. I'm the type that likes to have a plan and likes to know things in advance and have some structure. But when it comes to the coloring, I think I like that that's a space in my life. It's a hobby in my life where it doesn't have to be so prescribed. And I have loose plans, and I have some things that I, hope to accomplish, but then other times where I can just be like, hey, what do I feel like coloring right now? Is it pencil? Is it watercolor? Is it alcohol marker? Like, I knew I wanted to start a color along last couple months. I've been, having it in a mental note that, hey, I want to do this. So was glad to pick this up. I was watching a colorist video this morning who's sharing their collection and talking about Kirby. And Kirby is also got to be one of my favorite illustrators. And I've really only completed one page. It's a double spread, but one page so far. And it was just last year in Anamorphia. But I own several more that are untouched, and I just purchased, actually under my laptop here is Dark Fairy Tales. So I just picked this up the other night and excited to start in it. And I think actually Karen's planning something cool with dark fairy tales, and she's done some already. But I'm definitely a fan, and the artwork is just amazing. It's just one of those situations for me where I'm like, not necessarily that I don't think I can do it, just that it means so much to me, and it's the artwork. It's so gorgeous that I'm like, I want it to look good, right? I don't want to mess it up. So I don't know why I keep saying that, because I'm definitely making it a priority this year, definitely working on things, definitely coloring and kind of overcoming that. And I think this color along is a first step. Like, it's definitely going to help, because and kind of let go of some of my worry and some of the planning, and then just kind of follow and gain some like much needed, I guess, experience, and getting some practice coloring in the books. So, and you know, she put a lot of time and effort into all those videos, and they're all out there. There's a whole bunch of playlists, and she's not the only one. She certainly has a lot of the Kirby, but there are many a colorist out there who have color alongs as a type of video that, yeah, check it out. I'll let you know in a little bit, hopefully in the next couple weeks, how that all turned out and what I thought of it. Okay guys, I think for the rest of the color update, I'm gonna chat just a little bit while I start to work on this page in Kawaii coloring book from Alexander Francis. And this is a super cute pocket size or travel size, I guess, that Alexander Francis came out with a couple years ago. So let me tell you. Well, it says 2024, so I guess. But this one, you know, Easter is only a week away. I cannot believe it, but at the same time, Easter is like kind of really late this year. So it does feel like it's really late this year, but then I also can't believe that it's already here. And that's mainly just because that's how I feel about life in general. That it's just like everything goes by so quickly. And, you know, as you get older, it's a smaller percentage, right, of your overall. So it does appear and feel that way. But I'm not going to try to get philosophical on you guys today. But so let me stop. So I'm going to start in this one, and we'll see how far we get. And then I'm just going to chat a little bit. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for colors, but I'm probably going to at least start with the greens like I normally would when working on these things. So I have the Ohuhu, so I'm going to do GY3, which is one of the lighter greens. I ran out of GY4. That's really kind of the lightest. There is a G8, which is the glass green. So I might use that. And then let's see, maybe a G2 vivid green. And we'll start with just the things that we know are green on the page. So I like to do these simple, bold, colorings that require, well, they don't require, you could do whatever you want, but that a lot of folks are using alcohol markers in, because it's a lot of fun for me right now. Yeah, no, I mean, you could use colored pencil, crayon, whatever you want in here. It doesn't have to be, certainly does not have to be alcohol marker. Oh no, the page doesn't look like it's all the way down in there. Made that mistake many times. So I hope you all are doing well. I guess I should have started with that, but I kind of just dove right into it. One of the things that has been on my mind lately with my YouTube channel and the coloring community that kind of makes me sad is that I feel like, and it kind of, let me back up and explain. So one of the reasons why I started the channel back in July of last year was that I thought that coloring wasn't really as big of a hobby as it used to be. And I gauged that, and that opinion came from the fact that they weren't pushing it in retail stores like they had been years ago. Like when Joanna first started, and there was a bunch of Creative Haven everywhere in stores, and that was like 2015, 2016. You just don't see it like you used to. So anyhow, I kind of was worried about that. Sorry about that. My husband came in to give me an update on what they're doing for dinner. So as I was saying, I thought that coloring wasn't really much of a thing anymore. And I worried that the community was kind of dwindling. And then I found all these great people online on YouTube and their channels, and started watching a bunch of stuff last year. I even started watching people's playlist from things that they had filmed a long time ago. And then I even found some channels that aren't even active anymore, people, colorists who have come and gone on YouTube. But one of the things that I have realized was I even in frame at the beginning of all this? I was coloring up here, the two little leaves up here. Try to balance like zooming it in a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing, but far enough away so that you can kind of get the bigger picture. But anyway, so here lately, I don't know why I'm always behind. I guess because I get so wrapped into what I'm doing in life, with my job, with work, with my career, with being a wife and mother, and all the activities, that sometimes I don't know if you guys ever feel like this, but I sometimes just feel like things are just going by and I'm like kind of living under a rock a little bit and not even realizing everything that's going on. And so here, what I'm specifically kind of alluding to or talking about is the fact that there is a whole new generation of people now, who, both young and old, but I will say probably primarily younger, who are coloring and are coloring on TikTok. And I think you guys know this. I'm not saying anything that you don't already know, but it's been that way, and it's been that way for a long time. And I'm like just figuring this out, like just within the past 6 months or so. And it's not that I didn't know that TikTok was around, right? We all kind of knew when that exploded onto the scene. Let me see. I'm trying to lean down a little bit, but the light on this tripod, it's not even a tripod. It's just on the stand. I just my head keeps hitting it. But anyway, so I know people, I have some really close friends, coworkers who are on TikTok, and they have been for a really long time. And my kids used to watch YouTube, but I don't even think they really do YouTube anymore at all. They do a lot. Instagram is still pretty a big deal. A lot of people are still engaged and on Instagram, which I am too. Give me a second, because I'm trying to figure out where else I want to put this particular shade of green. But anyway, so lately I have been, I guess they call it color talk, where you can watch all the coloring things on TikTok. And TikTok even has its own shop and stuff where you can like directly link to purchasing things that you see on TikTok. There's a bunch of people, and I think a lot of people who do coloring on YouTube don't necessarily do TikTok. I've even heard a lot of people say that they don't do TikTok at all. That's me. That I was one of those people. it's me. I was not really, I didn't even have TikTok downloaded to my phone until recently. I was one of those people. So, but anyway, so I go on TikTok, and of course, it's addictive like everything else, as most things are that are on our phones. Highly addictive. And I haven't got it all figured out just yet. I'm starting to follow some colorists, starting to follow things that I follow on Instagram and on Facebook, some of the same, like accounts. And it's starting to figure out with the algorithm, like what I like, and then make sure that it puts it there for me front and center so that when I'm scrolling through, I can see what I want to see. But as I've been kind of going to, so I still only go to TikTok maybe like a couple times a week. I don't do it routinely. But as I've been doing it, I was just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of making me sad about like what's the future for YouTube, and are there really people actually, so kudos. This may be a controversial topic, I don't know, but it's not intended to be. I was going to say kudos to you for watching, for being here, and for following me and enjoying coloring on YouTube. I guess the more I watch TikTok, the more in my head I'm like, man, I guess YouTube is maybe just not what it used to be. Do you all feel that way? I have no idea. Like I said, I feel like I'm not, hermit's not the right word. I get out, I do a lot of things. I have 2 teenagers, for crying out loud. It's kind of almost like a choice, right? Like, I read a lot. I like live music. I don't watch a lot of stuff on TV anymore, and I don't know if maybe that's some of it. I don't, I try not to spend an excessive amount of time on any one social media platform, and when I do, it's stuff like this. It's coloring, it's hobby related arts, craft, reading, booktube, or diamond art, a lot of ASMR, but it's not, I guess, current events. In fact, I try to stay away from current events. Probably that's part of my problem. I used to like listen to the news. I used to listen to, NPR, and I don't anymore. So I am, all this to say, I guess I was just kind of feeling down lately about the channel, my channel, other people's channels, coloring in general. And I'm just like, I don't know. It opened my eyes a little bit. And there's nothing, I'm not trying to say anything negative about anything really. It's just explaining kind of what I'm seeing and feeling, and just wondering what others out there are thinking about it all. Some pondering more than anything else, but it opened my eyes to this whole other world, right? It's like, look at all these people that are, it's crazy. Like this is not my intent at all, is not to, so I'm not nothing against it. I don't know why I have to over-explain everything. I think part of that problem is that there's so many people out there who are leaving a lot of harsh and critical judgment on comments, and it kind of it doesn't force us as content providers, but we kind of feel somewhat maybe obligated to explain ourselves. But I think that there's all these people on TikTok, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's like, I almost feel like, what have I just been maybe missing out? Or is this a dying kind of platform? It's just a question. I just kind of wonder. My analysis so far of watching TikTok is that I feel, and maybe it's just because I've just been ignorant to it, I feel like when I watch it, I'm like, I don't even know how I would make some of this stuff that people are doing. It seems like a lot of time and effort. It seems like a lot of editing, and maybe that because of advances in AI and technology, maybe they're using a lot of apps or things that kind of do it for you. I don't know. But I'm like, I can't imagine doing all that. What I was going to say earlier, and I completely lost my train of thought, was I did not create my channel with the intent of it being my source of income, or, for it to be nothing against any of those who do. Okay. But my point, I feel like I don't have one, but I do. My point was going to be, if your goal is to have a channel or to have a presence on social media, and you need lots of subscribers, followers, blah, 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 I think TikTok is where you got to be. Because there's just a lot going on over there. And there's a lot of people. Like, I have an Amy Cat's Colors account now on there, so I can start to develop the things that I want to follow and see. But I have no content. I have posted nothing on TikTok, but yet somehow people are still following me. Every day I see I have more and more followers, and I'm like, this is crazy. So I don't know what that says about TikTok or people in general, but my point being, like, you don't even really have to do much of anything to have a lot of activity on TikTok. I'm like, why are people following me? I guess because some people just follow back every single thing that follows them. I don't know. But I'm like, I've got some followers, and I don't even plan to do anything over there. At least not yet. Not until I figure it out. So anyway, thanks for listening to me rant. I don't know what the point of all this was, other than to say it's just kind of something that's been on my mind lately. That I'm quite aware that a lot of people have migrated over to TikTok and Instagram for a lot of different things, right? It's not just coloring, but in general. And I think it's the part of me that hates having to keep changing things. Like, I'm on YouTube and watch YouTube, and I have an Instagram, and I'm on Facebook, and I've been on Facebook for a really long time, but I guess, I don't want to have to keep changing it up. And that's all I was going to say. Hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. I've been wanting to bring it up, but not quite sure how to talk about it. Because it certainly, like I said, it could borderline on being one of those quote unquote controversial topics, but it is not that serious for me, people. I like to color. I enjoy coloring. I like being engaged with the community here on YouTube that likes to color, whether you make content, you make videos, or you don't. It's cool. But just something that's been on my mind. That's all. Just as a consumer or whatever, someone who from a perspective of someone who doesn't necessarily, like, I don't have a huge online presence, or I'm not doing it to have, make a living. I will say that, like, for TikTok, unless I'm doing something wrong, you really have to, like, it's really all about scrolling. You are scrolling through content, and you can like and you can comment and all that, and there are some things that are long that you can sit there and watch, but it's more about scrolling through it. And so I like YouTube because a lot of times I will be coloring while I'm watching YouTube, or I could be playing one of the games that I have an app for on my phone. I know this sounds crazy, but I can play the game like Pokemon Go or one of the Candy Crush type games. I can play it while watching YouTube. It'll allow you to do that. So sometimes I do that. But TikTok, I don't think you can really do that. It's like you have to be present and in the moment and sitting there scrolling through. But like I said, it could be that I just don't even know what the hell I'm doing. But that's my takeaway, is that it's more you sitting there paying attention to it and kind of like having to interact with it. And I have no idea, like YouTube, I feel like I can navigate, find things, search for things better than I can. I mean, it's just different, right? It's funny because a friend of mine doesn't do YouTube at all. And this is not an age thing. She's the same age as I am. Doesn't do YouTube, does TikTok. And when I mentioned a while back that I had a channel, and come find me and subscribe and watch my videos or whatever, she's like no idea how to use YouTube, and was like, I don't know what I'm doing and I can't find things, and because she's a TikTok person. And I'm like, oh, well, that's how I feel about TikTok. Is how she feels about YouTube. So I guess it's all what you're used to also. So enough about that. I'm sorry. I hope that didn't go over like terrible as I go to play this back and post it for all to see. You guys may not care at all, but I want to end this portion of the video and conversation by thanking you for being here, for supporting my channel, for watching coloring videos on YouTube. Thank you very much. Getting back to why I started, I enjoy watching coloring videos on YouTube, and it has done wonders for me and given me a ton of inspiration. Haven't used this one much. Isn't this it? Yeah. Bud Green GY3. And that's why I'm here, because I've enjoyed it so much, and I appreciate all the colorists who have come and gone and are still here on YouTube. I love it so much. And it is really how I've been able to find all these lovely books and coloring supplies that I really wouldn't have known about otherwise. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you. I appreciate you. And I am here for you. So, okay, I think that's almost all the green. Now here's a leaf down here, a random leaf, which reminds me of the fall, but I guess it could be green, like everything else I've got going on. I think I'm going to end the video here. I've started on my greens. I do this a lot. I don't know if this will help you guys at all, but Sometimes when I'm starting a page and I'm not exactly sure what color palette I want to do, I'll start by, in this case, there's some elements of the page where, I mean, unless you wanted to do all funky colors, which you could do all pinks and purples for the entire thing, and that is your right. But a lot of times I like to color things as they kind of would be in real life. So in this instance, there's some plants, right? And there's some greenery and leaves in the cactus, and I'm doing them green. And so I'm like, well, I can at least start with some greens and then I can figure everything else out later. Like I'm probably going to do this is a fresh plant stand. Like this will probably be just a natural wood color. The inside of the bunny ears will probably be pink. The bunnies will be either a brown or a gray. And then I just have to figure out how to splash some color in what's left. Probably some pretty purple or yellow. He uses those a lot, but we'll see. I'm just going to have to decide that here in a little bit. And then hopefully, when I go to edit this video and post it, I will have finished the page, and then I can post for you what the final piece looks like. So thanks for joining me in this kind of unstructured, not really planned coloring chat. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of idea of what I have been doing this week with regards to coloring. And I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.